So, Jamie, as a renowned party girl, I imagine the crazy night out that your character has is probably small potatoes.
No, actually, I think Chanel wins the award in terms of party for me. She kind of ticks all the boxes, you know. She's taught me a few lessons, definitely. There's some things she does in it that I've never imagined doing in a girl's toilet. But no, she was really refreshing. She's a really strong woman. She knows what she wants, and yeah, she's a little bit of a hopeless romantic. But aren't all girls at some point in their lives? And I think she's confident and quite inspiring. Okay, she's a little bit promiscuous, but she knows what she wants, and I think that's quite inspiring.
Sheridan, after doing the intensity of Ibsen for 8 weeks and committing suicide every day, was this film a chance to let your hair down and cut loose a little bit?
Do you know what it was? It was straight after doing Hedda Gabler, actually, where I had to shoot myself 8 times a week. Nice, depressing. And that was quite full on and doing a theatre show. So to get back to kind of filming and shooting in the days and shooting with like a load of young, amazing women, strong women, and it was literally like going to work with a load of friends. So it was quite the opposite of doing an Ibsen play, and just so refreshing, such a change. Yeah, I loved it.
Well, you've both done a lot of stage work recently, and this, of course, is based on a play. I'm wondering if that had any bearing on whether you took on the project and whether or not you were familiar with the playwright.
Was she wrote the film because she was in a toilet one day and she overheard somebody having a conversation that's actually one of Jamie's lines in the film, and wrote it down on the back of a bit of tissue paper. That's how the play came about. So I'd heard of the play because it was on at Soho Theatre, I think, but it was called When Women We, which is also a funny title, but they changed it for the film. So I had heard about it, but when it was adapted to the film, as soon as I read the script and as soon as I knew she was on board, because we always wanted to work together, didn't we? And MJ, the amazing young director that we've got, and Rachel, who's a brilliant young writer, it was immediately just, I wanted to be on board. So
yeah, you could tell it was adapted from a playwright because it was just so well written. It was so heavy. Like, you know, usually a first draft, you read it and you go, from a film, you go, God, you know, maybe we could change this. But it just like flowed naturally, and the characters were like off the page. They were alive. As soon as we started reading, it was just like, and these girls, they're all real. They're all very, I've met most of them on nights out and hung out with them or know them quite well. And, for me, that's just really refreshing to read something so real and so funny by a young writer, Rachel, and a great director, MJ, and working with Sheridan, who's, very inspirational to us all. And I think it's really cool. I was buzzing about it.
I think every girl's going to relate to it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like we did.
Yeah.
Well, it's tempting to call this a British Bridesmaids, I think, but is what will shock the male viewers, the screening I was in, all the noise you were hearing was from the male viewers.
Oh, was it?
Was it?
Yeah. And I'm wondering, is it shocking not because we're seeing this kind of behaviour on screen, but because this kind of behaviour is actually the norm?
I mean, you tell us. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I just think men kind of like the illusion of girls' toilets to be like this kind of really hot girls walking around, kind of like hell pruning each other, and it's just not. It's just not that, we're kind of swearing. Yeah. There's a lot of mess going on. There's a girl vomiting there. There's a girl crying. There's a girl trying to have phone sex, and it's just not going that great. And that's how
reality.
it is. That's the reality.
It's real. That's the thing. It's not shocking to us, but was it shocking to you?
Oh, yeah.
Wicked.
That's good. See, men should go and be educated by this film, and the girls are going to love it.
Yeah.
But we should say, as well as being pretty lewd, there is a message of sisterhood, which you must be pretty excited to put out there for, I think, a quite underserved audience.
Definitely. I mean, it's, there's so many things that young women are distracted by nowadays with social media and magazines and what you see on the telly and how you're supposed to be. And actually, it's if you're true to yourself and you stick by your good friends, and you'll probably shine in the long run, and...
That's the thing, as funny and as real as it is, and there's all those kind of crude jokes, it's got real heart, and there's a real message there for young girls, I think, about not conforming and not worrying about fitting in with every different crowd. Just be you, be confident, and be I just think it's a great little story.
Yeah, me too.
It made us cry, didn't it, when we watched the
Yeah,
screening?
we cried.
and we know the ending.
It's us.
That's us.
Yeah.